Morning guys, hope you're doing okay. It's very warm in the UK today, so I'm going to be taking it fairly easy. I won't be sitting in my office all day. It's really warm in the house. So just going to be a quick bulletin, and I can be contactable by phone, so just let me know if you need any help. But it's really warm right now, so you want to try and get out and get in some shade or something. So it's like a mini heat wave right now in the UK, which is a bit strange. But it's nice, it's a good change. It's better than being cold and cloudy. And they said there was going to be thunderstorms later, so that'll be interesting. So the risk calc is on at the 24-hour change. The herd are caught short, which would be normal. We don't want them to go long because that would be abnormal. They have to be orchestrated and engineered to be fearful, and they are currently being fearful, as we can see in that metric. So as long as they hold short, it's going to mean that indices are going to propel higher. We might dip a little bit this week because of the risk events. Okay, so we've got a bit of a caveat here. We've got a huge week, and our robot will also be quite interesting as well, which I'll show you here. So this is how we are positioned. We've got dollar Swiss sell from last week. Do note that the bubbles aren't arranged for this to be a sell, but if it falls, that's fine. It's just going to be an old trade from last week. So from the bubble view, this can do okay because the dollar is moving left, and that means that they're shorting the dollar. Okay, if they sell the dollar, it should be coming up, but it could be just a case of maybe a little bit of Swiss strength potentially, or or the fact that we're going to be risk on today, as I just showed you in that risk calc. If we are, the dollar's going to soften. But going by the bubbles, we probably can see a little bit of dollar appreciation, a little bit. We've got a bit of pound long, and we see we're selling EG, and that's going okay. And some Aussie longs as well, and EA sell. So more Aussie longs basically. EG sells, and we've got these dollar Swiss from last week. But like I say, from a intraday view today, look at the bubbles, this could probably do okay. So it might mean we get stopped out. There's only 3 trades running, so just a little heads up there. The bubbles are indicating this for more upside today. So let's look at the indices. Dow Jones, well, I just pointed out on Discord, this is where we made a buy. So great if you caught that. 3295. 3279. See, it's ridiculous how massive the stops would have to be. Even on a micro lot, that would be very painful. But if you called it, well done. And it would have been a wide start, but you can see you definitely made your risk multiple back from what you're prepared to risk. Had you have held here, that would have been a nice trade. That's like 4R. It looks like we might even grind higher. We've got supports below, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. So we can probably map a new box there, but we are well supported below. Okay, so I'll show you DAX. And this is the B support on the harmonic. Okay, so X, A, B. Look right. And we've got C, we've got D. Now D's the buy because that's the harmonic complete, and it's the bullish harmonic completion. D is the buy. And then you're looking for longs above here, if you remember my video from last week. And you could have had a stop there, for example, and we're doing quite well. So if that was your stop, you would have got a nice R there if you got out there, but it looks like we're well supported. Very choppy, very choppy there, and they have sold it. So how well are we going to map that box? I think it might not be worth doing because it's this one here. It's the tiny one, but we could do it, I guess. And then yeah, it's this one here. It's very crazy. Tiny support. But we've got a support within a support. So that's where they sold it. So it is what it is. They sold it there. And whether or not they're going to continue, they might continue bearish because it's a scary week this week. It kind of makes sense that you would be shorting risk. You probably want to take some risk off and then and take some profit maybe. So S&P and yeah, just well supported, just like the US 30. The US indices are looking a little bit more healthy than DAX, but DAX has got that B support, and that level of note actually is, I should probably tell you, it's 15.922. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In case you could count that as a seventh, even though we did dip below. So it's a very well respected line, and the reason for it is that it's B, it's a body of the harmonic. And we'll look at DAX. No, we looked at DAX. We'll look at gold, and then I guess we'll wrap up. But like I say, it's very warm in the UK, so I'm going to be sort of not around in the office so much because it's really warm. We don't have any air conditioning in the UK. We don't have that facility installed into apartments or houses or anything, so it can get quite warm. Gold, well, we made the sell, and the thing is, it's made a box here, so we have to map this candle here. Now the thing is, we had a double respect, so let's show you. And then we'll come here. Oh, this is a bit rubbish. Let's go here. We're mapping this one, so we've got a double resistance there. So if you remember from last week, I was saying to buy if price came down, and that was your stop. So that was a failed long attempt. So we would have entered here, got stopped out here. Sorry, yeah, we're looking to buy here, 1948 to 1939. So a fairly pretty horrible loss. Not too bad. But that would have resulted in a loss. Then I was saying to perhaps sell up here because of this, and then have a stop here. And that was a wide stop though. It's a lot wider, as you can see. So you've got to remember to adjust your sizes. If the stop is a lot wider than you're used to, really reduce your size. And then so therefore this failed. This was a long attempt that failed. And then we had a short idea that we got filled on. We had a spike here that went long, and we're currently doing okay. And 68, so yeah, I mean, we're a bit tricky, isn't it? They're going long, so we should be falling. So it could be a bit of a naughty one. And don't forget the CPI is going to come in, and it's going to really impact gold because it's weighted, you know, it's an inflation or disinflationary measure. So this is going to be a big mover. But we've got two resistances above, so our short idea would be okay. I'd maybe be tempted to put it to break even if you got filled, and then you know you might be out at break even. It should be falling because of this, but it might be like the large specs are positioning for the risk event, and we've got the Fed as well. And if they pause, it's going to soften the dollar, and this could probably do quite well, and it might just overlook the sentiment. So so far so good on the robot. We're doing okay. We've got 2 hour intervals. We were doing it every time the sell changed, but we're doing it every 2 hours now, and that's probably okay. So I'm going to wrap up now. Like I say, I can be contactable by phone, but I'm not going to be sat here in the office all day. It's just too hot. And I'll speak to you guys later, and let me know if you've got any questions as well.